MJF did it. He finally made his move. And now we're going to get CM Punk versus MJF in Chicago. Man, there's a lot to unpack there. Let's go. What is up? My name is Lloyd, and this is the Middle Card, which are my takes on the world of professional wrestling. So let's go. So now we're finally going to see it. CM Punk versus MJF. Now, this is after MJF orchestrated an attack on CM Punk, whereby the entire Pinnacle came out and Shawn Spears came and attacked CM Punk from behind. FTR got involved. Wardlow reluctantly hit CM Punk with a power bomb, and MJF made the announcement that it will be CM Punk versus MJF in Chicago, where MJF is going to try and put an end to CM Punk's run. So I do like this. I'm still a little bit lukewarm towards it because I still didn't like the whole Wardlow versus CM Punk match where it was basically a squash, because CM Punk could and should be AEW champion at some point. So that's why I'm kind of still about it. But here's where I think that they're going. I think personally they're going to take MJF versus CM Punk in Chicago, and I think MJF is going to win. Because right now MJF is 0-1. He's lost his only match, his only singles match all year. I don't see him going 0-2. So what I think is going to happen is he's going to even it up in somehow in Chicago. Maybe Wardlow sees that MJF is losing, and then he comes and he attacks MJF, gets out a little bit released because of all that birthday talk where it was Wardlow's birthday, and then MJF docked him for not being CM Punk, and then this way it's 1-1, and it happened both because of disqualifications, and then we let this play out into Revolution because we still need to sell tickets for the pay-per-view, and we don't even know who the world champion is going to be at that point in time. Not just that too, we don't even have a number one contender. So we don't know what's happening for Revolution, and we're only 4 weeks away from that, and we haven't built up any stories. So I think that's going to be one of the main events for that pay-per-view. I think once we get to Revolution, I would have to think that if CM Punk loses, which I expect in Chicago, gets MJF all that heat, he's probably going to pull that out. And then I'm leaning towards either Kenny makes his return and we're going to see a Kenny and Punk program, or Danielson seems to be back and looking for some things to do. So maybe we get something along those lines, right after Revolution. But either way, I think when it comes to Revolution, I think that's where Wardlow finally turns on MJF, and then he goes on his own with his baby face turn, because the people seem to be all over this guy, man, and it'll be good for him. Let's go.